I've never heard a drum pattern like this, I don't think, in my life. Boom, boom, cut, boom, cut, boom, boom, cut, boom, 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 cut, boom, boom. What is that? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Just then, you gotta think, what kind of sound is that? You know it's got something to do with rave culture. And even the melody that is playing, like, it's not your typical melody. I can imagine a lot of people are not gonna feel this one, but then again, 5 million plus people do feel it. And it was on that FIFA 18 soundtrack as well, so.
Man get views, but I rage hard cause I can't see my enemy. I like all types of girls, melanins and melons. She wants a man from London.
She wants a fella with felonies. But Av, man, he was my favorite rapper for at least 3 years or so. And then he started switching up his style and I got confused. He's the kind of rapper where you can listen back to his old song and there's like a triple entendre that you might just get today that you didn't get even though you've listened to it like 100 times. That's so mad.
Energy.
It's mad. I've chose this track because it's the perfect example of like dance music being mixed with hip hop, and I don't hear it done well enough. To me, that vocal sample, I feel like it's an original kind of classic house or dance or rave tune or something like that I've never heard of. And I tried to Google it and find out what it was, but maybe Raf just had a vocal in one of his sample packs and that's what it was. One thing in particular that stands out for me is this drum pattern, because I've never heard a drum pattern like this, I don't think, in my life. Boom, boom, cut, boom, cut, boom, boom, cut, boom, boom. Boom, boom, cuts. What is that? Like, that's what I'm talking about. I really like the vocal sample of the woman saying energy because she's saying it so calm. You know, like if you typed in how do you pronounce energy and you get that dictionary sound and it says it for you.
Energy.
The level of energy she says it with does not match the energy of the song, and that contrast does a lot.
Pure blood in my bloodline, you are not part of my pedigree. These turning, getting bread, now they see me on the street and start breading me. Hurt, but I heal my wounds, real life fumes. These are still my tunes.
Definitely got that EDM vibe, because that would usually be the build up to the drop. And then so many EDM songs, you wouldn't hear an MC rap on it. So the fact that they can rap on that section with no drums and that section's actually part of the verse now, I think that's cold. It's a shame because I think if you're someone that likes this really kind of unique music, it doesn't come along enough, and there's not many people that you can show and share that kind of experience with because it's not typical and it doesn't really fit into what's happening at that moment, you know? Whenever songs like this are released, they just stick out like a sore thumb. But Raf Riley's definitely one of those producers, and that's why he's one of my favorite, because no one else really sounds like him.
So much gold just lying in my crib, I had too much money when I clean my room. Tenner on the side, pinky in my top drawer. Rich in my faith, I could never be poor. Why bang a hammer when you can be Thor?
Why bang a hammer when you can be Thor? I love this theme of like, there's a couple themes in this one. It's like, obviously you gotta have that high energy because that's what the song is about. And another theme is like, don't follow the crowd when you're meant to be different. Lyrically, that aligns with the production of the song so well. So it's not like the beat sounds like one thing and then someone's spitting about something completely different. And for me, that resonates with me a lot. If you're different and you feel like you don't really fit in for whatever reason, don't be a sheep when you can be a goat. Why bang a hammer when you can be Thor? Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, where I grew up, there's a lot of madness going on and it's easy to get led astray. But for me, I always had that instilled in me that it's kind of like, you can be better than people that look like you, and people that are where you're from are often stereotyped to be. This. Cold. The way he switched up the drum pattern there and started emphasizing different beats of the bar, you know what I mean, with the drums, and then bringing Av's voice back in with the energy sample. So sick. If you listen to it for the first time, you think that the chorus has the most energy and we can't get any more hype than that. And then bam, he brings that middle section, switches up the whole beat, adds these mad sounds. Let's listen to those sounds because I don't even know what's going on. That is mad. It's another one of those tracks where it sounds like robots are just taking over, bruv. It also gives me that vibe of like being industrial. All these big machines and big tools being used and all of this stuff.
Bouncers want a power trip at the front, so I have to creep through the back. Storm put the heat on the track. Worldwide, yeah, we put the streets on the map.
Sick vocal effect. This is my favorite part of the whole track, and I'm gonna break down why. It's the way Skepta flows over this beat. He gets the drums of the chorus in his verse, and no one else got the drums of the chorus in his verse. So now that he's rapping over those drums, you're getting the maddest syncopation between his bars and the drums. The second thing is the effects that they got on his vocals and his ad-libs are so sick.
Got fans from St. Anne's to Holloway, another black millionaire on the way. No,
I can imagine a sci-fi film in the 60s or 70s would have those kind of sounds. So I'm getting all kinds of throwback and nostalgia. You can tell by now anything to do with space and sci-fi, I dig it. It's not just literally like the drum samples and the tempo and stuff. It's kind of using all these things that exist in culture today and then putting that into your music. And you can see that kind of starts before you sit down and even make a beat. That's kind of in your head and in your subconscious just from years of living and living. So I find the people that make these kind of unique beats, they're actually kind of weird, unique people. And it just makes sense that way. I feel a lot of the times people want to work with someone that are really similar to them and they can just chill and vibe with and they know they're going to come out with something. Yeah, you're going to come out with something, but it might sound kind of typical. Whereas if you kind of work with people that are quite different from you and you can kind of meet in the middle somewhere, you're going to come out with something really special.
Energy.
Again, subscribe if you haven't subscribed because I'm on a crazy mission to change the world of music, and I know it's a big ass goal, but I've kind of done the groundwork over the last 12 years. Now it's all about marketing, putting myself out there and finding the people that want to rock with me. So hit that subscribe button, like the video, chill out and watch some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.